What is up, everybody? This is Ron here.
Hello, this is Goot.
Hey, I was waiting for you to do it. Maybe I should have told you to do that beforehand. Hey, this is Ron and Gouda, and we are doing a review on a movie that has actually been out for quite a while, actually. It's actually, I think, it came out digitally. You said it came out digitally, like the week after Christmas or something like that, the 21st of December? No.
January 20th. So, yeah, January 20th. No, that was the Monday I bought it, but it was released on Paramount Plus the 21st.
Oh, okay. See, I got it earlier than that. Yeah.
So it was a month earlier. So, yeah, December-wise, you could buy it Apple, Amazon, wherever you buy your stuff.
Yeah. And I remember blind buying it because I got gift cards for Apple TV, and I went ahead and bought it. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. I remember hearing good things about it when it came out, saying that it's not Gladiator. It's not the best. It's not as good as Gladiator, but it's decent. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's I'd say mediocre movie. That's what I've heard reviews of, and I've seen other people say that they really loved it and stuff like that. So, but we're doing Gladiator II, which was actually directed by Ridley Scott. This has actually been something that's been in the development hell for a while now. I think for 3 or 4 years or something like that. And it was released November 22nd, 2024. Directed, like I said, by Ridley Scott, and he's done amazing movies. I mean, one of his best movies, Black Hawk Down. Other movies that he has done is, let's see, we got Gladiator, the original. We got Kingdom of Heaven, which I'm a fan of. Did you see Napoleon?
No.
Okay, you didn't see Napoleon? I watched it.
Zero interest.
It was okay. And of course, they say that's historically inaccurate, but it was okay. Then I tried watching the director's cut, which is actually 4 hours long. And within the first 30 minutes, I got bored, which I normally don't get bored of that easily. Usually I enjoy longer movies. But other classic movies he's done, he did Alien, of course, the original Alien. He did Blade Runner, a favorite of mine. He did Alien Covenant and Prometheus, which are the sequels and technically prequels to the Alien universe. He's done Hannibal. He's done Black Hawk Down, a great movie. Body of Lies with Leonardo DiCaprio and Russell Crowe. Let's see, we got American Gangster. You a fan of that movie, Goot?
I'm a big fan of that movie.
It's a good one.
It's a slow burn, but I mean, that's all I could see with Denzel Washington was Frank Lucas. I mean, I kept waiting for that. He had that smile and that swag to him. So I'm like, where's the 2% at?
A movie that I love Denzel Washington that I will always love to this day is Training Day with Ethan Hawke. Training Day is a good movie with Denzel Washington. He plays a great villain. And the fact that
Fallen.
I remember you saying something about that. I remember you saying it on a certain episode we did. I think it was 7 or something like that, where you said that was a good movie, Fallen. I've never seen it.
I've compared it to Smile. So when Smile came out, I thought it was like kind of like a adaptation, not like copyright stealing that idea from, but it was like another idea based on the movie Fallen. You know, yeah, as I was saying with Fallen, definitely recommend watching it. It still holds up to today. I mean, it's a great movie. It's a psychological thriller. The song will be stuck in your head. You'll be singing "Time is on your side."
I mean, you know what? If you recommend it, then I definitely have to see it because you normally are really good on recommending movies. So I'll definitely have to check it out. But does Denzel Washington is a good guy in that one, right? He's not like a criminal, right?
This good guy, yeah. He's
okay.
Your average guy.
Okay. Other movies that he has also done is The Counselor, House of Gucci. He also did The Martian, which I'm actually a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of Matt Damon, but I actually really enjoyed him in that movie, actually. I thought it was a great sci-fi telling of us going to Mars, and it was just, I thought it was great. You've seen The Martian?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great, I have a thing with survival movies. I love survival movies, and that's a good one.
It's a fun concept, but it didn't really work for me unless, I mean, the concept of going to Mars and all that sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Meh. It's a good movie. I know everyone was pushing for it. It won a lot of awards, didn't it?
No, it was nominated for some awards. It was nominated for Best Picture, I believe Best Director, but still to this day, Ridley Scott has not won a Best Director Oscar yet. So, and I'm really curious about the Oscar contenders this year because there's some interesting ones this year. Because I'm going to release this episode pretty early, but there's a lot of interesting movies. I know The Substance is getting a lot of praise.
You watched it yet?
I haven't watched it, but I have it on my thing, so I'm going to watch it. But I've heard It's got a very David Cronenberg feel, like body horror. So I'm looking forward to seeing it because I actually like movies like that, like Videodrome and stuff like that. And I heard Demi Moore does a really good job in it, but I heard the ending is weak. So I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot, see how it is. Normally I do give a lot of the movies that are being contended for Best Picture a tryout. Like I saw Conclave, which is up for Best Picture. I don't know if you heard with Ralph Fiennes.
It's on Peacock. I've seen it. I just haven't had time to watch it.
I watched it. It was interesting. It was interesting. I thought it was good all the way to the end. I thought the ending was kind of weak, but the acting's great. I mean, it's superb acting. Ralph Fiennes is always good, but there's a lot of interesting ones this year. And I think Dune Part 2 is actually nominated for Best. Nominated for Best Picture.
So yeah, the list is Nora, I guess the hooker who hooks up with that Russian guy.
Yeah, I actually have that one too. I got to watch that one. I heard good things about it.
You have the Brutalist.
Never seen it.
No idea about that one.
It's got Adrian Brody in it.
That one. A Complete Unknown.
That's
Conclave.
It's a Complete Unknown. Oh, that's a James Mangold picture about the fucking folk singer. Forgot it.
Yeah. Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Timothy Chalamet. You have Dune Part 2. You have Amelia Perez. I'm Still Here. Nickel Boys. The Substance, and Wicked. Ugh.
I have no, like, I don't want to see that movie at all. I can care less. I'm tired of that the fucking thing that is played constantly on the fucking TV and commercials. That's all they ever show in that little fucking soundbite of that woman singing. I'm a fan of the original Wizard of Oz. I grew up on it. I love the original Wizard of Oz. And from what I heard, this is kind of like a prequel. And I don't know. It just, I saw the trailer, no interest in seeing it. I don't really care for it. I've heard people say that they loved it, but I don't know. I don't care to see it. So
I couldn't watch it. If you put a gun in my head, I still want to watch it. I have no interest. I mean, I got beat over the head like everywhere. Go see this movie. I'm like, this came out at the same time as Gladiator.
Yeah.
And it's scary how well it did domestically here.
Yeah.
United States, but overseas, nothing. Gladiator 2 kicked ass overseas compared to domestically.
Well, I could see Gladiator 2 doing that. I actually have the box office that it's made so far. The budget of the movie was fucking expensive. $310 million budget on this movie.
That's CGI, man.
And that's worth. And I'm going to talk about that because I have issues. But the box office, it earned 171 million domestically and 282 million internationally, totaling 454 million worldwide. So not really, it didn't really make as much money as it expected. I mean, it did make over the budget, but I think they were assuming a lot more of a box office than that. You know, when you expect something like 400 or 500 more than what the budget is, it's only about technically 454, 310. It's only about like 200 and something. So, I mean, they made their money back, but I'm sure they were expecting more. I mean, what do you think?
So what I actually had no interest in watching this movie in the theater. I wasn't going to watch this movie, I guess, until a random day in hell.
Yeah.
But so this movie, it passed the original Gladiator box office wise, or global box office money income by like, I think 3 million.
Yeah.
This movie made 454 worldwide, and Gladiator made 451 worldwide.
Right.
So it's just, it beat it, but I guess it made his money back because, you know, the budget was so high, but I mean, is it a success? I don't know.
See, that's the thing. There's a lot of movies that have come out, like Batman versus Superman, had a high budget. It made its money back, and they considered it a flop, even though it made its money back. It made like I think $100 million over the budget or something like that, and it still was considered a flop because they were expecting a larger gross amount of money. That's why when I look at Gladiator, I don't think this is as much because you look at the movies like that. So I don't know if this would be considered a flop or not nowadays, but the fact that it made more than the original, it shows that the movie gained a lot of popularity through, you know, DVD and VHS when Gladiator first came out. She said that came out back 2000, and VHS was, and I think DVD was, you know, still there or still starting basically. And I think they were at the end, like the tail end of VHS around that time.
But the beautiful thing, word of mouth.
Yeah. Word of mouth really gets it. Yeah.
But yeah, for our in-depth Gladiator talk, which episode I'm actually a part of, Ragnar hosted this. It was episode 208. 208 for Barely's Flicks.
There you go.
Go check that one out. That was a fantastic episode. It was a lot of fun. We dove deep in the history of Gladiator and just does that Roman side and just us talk about the movie. It's a fantastic episode.
Yeah, that was actually one of our first 4 or 5 episodes when we first got it on YouTube and everything. And Ragnar did a good job, and he always does the research and everything. And I think we remember talking about the different Caesars and everything. I think Caligula even came up upon and stuff like that. But shit, me and you still have to do. I do want to do the Caligula recut version, the new cut sometime with you, because I finally watched it. Yeah, the ultimate cut. I finally watched it, and I actually want to talk about it because I'm a fan of the original, and there's so many cuts I didn't realize, because the version I got has like over 10 cuts of that movie. There's the Italian version, the Tinto Brash version, the Bob Guccione version. I mean, there's so many versions of that movie, but I was actually impressed. And you got to see more of Helen Mirren. I couldn't complain about that, because I was a big fan of Helen Mirren. She's always been a beautiful actress from the 80s, 70s, and 90s.
Heck yeah.
So the Rotten Tomatoes score for Gladiator is a 71% for user score, for critical score, and user score is an 82%. So it's actually higher than the critical score. So an 82% for users. I mean, that shows that it's loved. So this movie does have a lot of high praise from a lot of people. So the actors in this movie, have you ever heard of Paul Mescal? He plays Lucius. I've never seen him in anything. I looked at his filmography, and any of those movies didn't reach out to me. Have you seen any of the movies he was in?
Yeah, I swear I heard his name before. I mean, he looks like Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's something, just a random actor that he just pulled out for this epic movie. So I was really shocked by that, because I think when Russell Crowe was doing the original Gladiator, he already had a whole, good filmography of movies beforehand. I remember L.A. Confidential and Quick and the Dead. I mean, he was in a lot of good movies beforehand, but I've never heard of Paul Mescal. So, of course, Denzel Washington. I mean, he was in this, and he's a very well-known actor. I think he's been in so many great movies, just like the one you were talking about, Fallen, and I'm a big fan of him in Training Day. But I think what's cool about him is he gets to play a villain again, and he's good at playing a villain. I enjoy him as a villain. Would you call him a villain in American Gangster, though? Would you call him an anti?
His nemesis. I mean, it was just a perfect, well balanced, like that heat kind of moment. Just the back and forth of them two trying to take each other down.
Yeah,
it's that concept. So
yeah.
Really, just a nemesis.
Yeah. Then you also got Joseph Quinn as Emperor Calcala. Now, I believe he's in the new Marvel Fantastic Four as Johnny Storm.
No, that's the kid from Stranger Things.
Joseph Quinn?
Yeah.
Which kid is he from? Oh my God, the rocker kid. Yeah.
Stupid Puppets of Master.
Yeah, I remember. That's why he looks so familiar to me. I didn't look that up. I didn't realize that he was in Stranger Things. I completely forgot about that. It's because he didn't have the mullet and the long hair, the long black curly hair. Connie Nielsen, who came back from the original movie. Then we have also Fred Heckhinger as Emperor Geta. He's the younger one with syphilis, I believe. I mean, that's what it was. Why? What's so funny?
Is Emperor Geta and Emperor Caracalla?
No, it's not it's Caracalla. I remember them saying it in the movie, and it says Carcalla.
You said syphilis. That's why I started laughing.
Well, no, I said syphilis because the Emperor Geta has syphilis. That's what made his mind all fucked up and everything. I mean, that's what I thought it was. I looked online when I was watching the movie. I was trying to figure out what he had, and it said something about syphilis because it fucks with your head. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know this shit. Other movies that were released around the same time were actually, let's see here.
One more actor that I was surprised to see was Peter Minshaw.
Is that the black actor in the beginning?
Yes, he's been obviously in 300. He was the prison messenger.
He was in Spartacus.
Jason X.
Yeah.
Spartacus. Yes.
Yes. He was in Blood and Sand, and I don't know if you watched the whole Spartacus series.
I fucking love those.
Okay.
That whole story and just yeah.
I watched the first season. I love the first season. The first season's great. But when it got to the second season and the actor passed away, which may he rest in peace, I know he died from a very rare form of cancer. He did an amazing job, and when they replaced him because he passed away, I tried getting into it. I like the character of Crixus and everything. I couldn't get. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. You got so engrossed with the original actor that it was hard to get used to a completely actor and the way he moves, the way he acts and everything. It just made it so much different. So I couldn't finish it. Should I?
Yes.
Okay. I actually started it when I had out for my surgery. I did the prequel, the Gods of the Arena. Then I did Spartacus Blood and Sand. And then I was working on the third season. I got like the fourth or fifth episode, and I was just kind of getting I was getting a little bored, actually. It wasn't as good. So, but if you're saying to finish it, I'm going to have to go ahead and finish it up because I also have the fourth season too. So, or technically, I think it's the fourth season, the last season. But I'll definitely have to check it out. But yeah, the actor that you brought up, he played, who he played in 300? He played the messenger from the beginning, you said? Yeah. The one that gets kicked in, This is Sparta? Yeah. But I really enjoyed him in this one. But I've also seen him in other movies too. You said Jason X, but there's some other movies I've seen him in. But it was cool to see him in the beginning of this as a gladiator, and die in the Gladiator Arena too.
That's where everything fell apart for me. Because like seeing him, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fucking epic.
Yeah.
And then he's just didn't want to do anything. I'm like, come on.
But they killed off, especially with that great battle scene in the beginning. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into the movie. I'm not really worried about the movies that came out around the same time, but the battle scene in the beginning, which I thought was really cool because I actually watched the making of it, and I really thought how they filmed that. They actually filmed that in the desert, which was really cool. So, oh yeah, they actually CGI'd the water. The whole water is completely CGI, and they had the boats in the desert on wheels going towards the castle, and then they put all the water in it. I thought that was really cool, but the thing that really stuck out to me that I didn't care about was the CGI really was a little bit too much. It was too glossy and too shiny. It did not look. I don't know. I like film look, like a film and grainy look when it comes to movies like this. And to me, it felt too clean and polished. It just didn't work for me.
Wasn't authentic. You could tell because I mean, so one thing like one of Ridley Scott's strength is just filming an epic battle scene.
Oh yeah,
his ability to get so many people involved in this battle, and just the directing and just the camera work and just the music, how it ties into it is just so like poetry in motion.
Yeah.
But the speech from what's his name, Lucius, or Hanno, whatever the fuck his name was. He, I mean, it was just like, God damn it! Just the intro. So the intro alone. So with the whole like Gladiator first movie, just like
all the flashbacks, like in that weird like color watching animation. Yeah.
I'm like, there's no point for this. Just show us the freaking movie.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't care for that? I didn't mind that. I actually enjoyed seeing it because it shows that it is a sequel to Gladiator. But
we all know that.
I guess that's true. So you think it should have just went right into the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't hit us with the emotional tie-in to that movie because we all love that movie.
Yeah.
Or I feel like the majority of us love the movie. But I mean, it just ties us back to that emotional content. Then you get punched in the face with nothing.
Yeah. I guess I can understand that. The only thing is what also did it remind you of the first movie, how the first movie started with a battle and this movie started off with a battle. I felt like I feel like the battle scene in the first movie was great, especially with you see Maximus riding on the horse and the dog, the shepherd just running behind him and everything, and you just see him doing that speech. At what we do in this world echoes in eternity, I believe he says. I believe that's the line. Great. This one, it didn't reach out to me as much. The battle scenes weren't all that good. I know they also had that little thing with him and his wife, with the whole ordeal of her getting shot by Pedro Pascal, who, in my opinion, was kind of he kind of reminded me of Maximus in a way, because he's a general. He is a general that was told to do this and that. He did not want to do it. He wanted to go home. He did not want to do this. He did not want to kill all these people. It reminded me of Maximus.
Oh yeah, that's what they're trying to go for.
Yeah. So, what did you think of Pedro Pascal altogether? Because I think he's in almost fucking everything right now. Every single movie I see. I mean, he's in the new Fantastic Four movie coming out. He was in The Mandalorian. He's just in everything now. And the first role I ever saw him in was Game of Thrones, which he played one of the best characters ever in Game of Thrones, but he got killed easily. But still, he's a great actor. But do you think he's being overused?
No, I'm happy he's getting exposure and getting roles. Definitely in the Hollywood scheme of things.
Yeah,
it's not easy to be. I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he tried to carry this movie. He had, I think, heart and soul to this movie, but then it just fell short. Like him pretty much dying, sacrificing himself in front of that epic battle. I mean, how did you feel about the fight choreography?
It was good.
I feel like it fell short because
well, it depends on the battle scene, because that little fight scene between him and the other gladiator inside I guess the throne room or something, I don't know what room it was, in front of the two emperors. That was almost like a wrestling match. I enjoyed that. Exactly. I thought the choreography on that was actually good. It was actually entertaining. I enjoyed that. I could care less about the baboon fight. I thought that was stupid. I thought that was CGI heaven. It looked like Planet of the Apes versus humans. That's basically what it looked like. I did not like it at all. I mean, did you like it? Did you think that was even baboons? Really? I mean, couldn't they do lions or hyenas or something? Why do they do baboons? Monkeys?
I don't know. I guess a tie-in because they were from Africa.
I don't know.
Racist joke there, right?
It made yes, it is. I got that now. I'm just listening to that. I was like, oh shit, okay. Goose King.
No, it was so fucking bad because the CGI, Paul Mescal was fighting a fucking baboon and there was no scratches on his face or his back or his body. And my son looked at me and goes, Papa, is that real? I'm like, no.
Wait a minute, Pedro Pascal?
No, Lucius.
Yeah, Lucius. Sorry, yeah, Lucius. He got me confused. I was like, wait a minute, was he there? I thought he wasn't in the match yet. No, I think because that was the first Gladiator scene where basically Denzel Washington says, I like this guy. I like his moves. I want to buy him and everything else. But it just didn't work for me. And plus the CGI, CGI has gotten better. It has gotten better. There's also movies that are from the early 90s, like Jurassic Park, looks better than the CGI today, in my opinion. There's some CGI that it looks so polished and so shiny that it makes it look even more fake. And to me, it looked more fake. I didn't care for the CGI on the baboons. Now, the rhino was okay. And I know Ridley Scott wanted to put a rhino scene in the original Gladiator. Never got to do it, didn't have the budget, just wasn't able to do it. But he always wanted a rhino scene, so he finally got to put a rhino scene in it. And, of course, it was complete CGI. I thought that scene was fun. It was better than the baboons, and it felt more realistic than the baboons because, it's a rhino, but... What did you think of the rhino scene? The rhino scene in the Gladiator in the Coliseum.
It didn't attach to me. Like I could care less whatever happened to these people. Like I wasn't emotionally invested in these people. Like him throwing the stand up and getting hit. I'm like, okay, you're fucking paralyzed right now. You're not getting back up. And then him finishing the battle. Like I felt bad for the other gladiators. I feel like they didn't do anything.
No,
they're just standing there, just like.
With their dicks in the wind, basically. They're not doing shit.
Dicks in their hand, just doing nothing. So I'm like, this one guy is jacked as hell. He's got the arm sleeve up. He doesn't do shit.
Nope.
Like, what the fuck is this? You're trying to retell the story from the Gladiator. I'm like,
well, Maximus, in my opinion, I thought was a better leader when it came to the Coliseum. And when you saw him, like it says, I fought with you in this and everything else, and they all joined together and then they were able to win this fight. This one, it felt like they were not at all. Now, I know Lucius makes friends with the medical guy inside the Gladiator underground and everything else. Thought that was a nice little story right there where they were trying to make him, it kind of reminds you of Maximus befriending the slave on his way to the Coliseum and everything. So there was a lot of a likeness from the first movie to this movie where it had the same story, but did it very differently. And that's something I don't like about sequels nowadays is why can't they just do something completely original and different? Why do they have to have the same formula as the first movie? Because that's technically what this movie did. Battle scene in the beginning, ending Coliseum. I mean, other than, Maximus dies in the original, Lucius doesn't die, but still, it's just the politics, the little politics here and there. Denzel Washington, when I first saw the trailer of this movie, I thought he was going to be the good guy. I guess I was wrong on that. I did not expect him to be the villain. Were you?
I kind of did because just based on how he acted and like him trying to be like a senator. I knowing somewhat about the history of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Just seeing him the clothes he was wearing, like I figured he was trying to move his way up, and obviously just being a slave. I thought, okay, that's his tie-in. They're trying to do like him try to play the Proximo role.
Yeah.
Once I'm like, come on.
Proximo
But, I mean,
was so much better.
Oh yes,
So
1000%.
so much better. Even though he was a drunk. I read stories about Proximo. I think we talked about it in the Gladiator episode, and
He did.
that guy was a drinker. Like that guy, that he would take so. Oh man, I was shocked, and that's what killed him. I mean, he died of alcoholism, but his acting as Proximo, I think that I even remember saying that was my favorite character in the movie. Which I'm definitely going to do that in this one. I'm curious what we're going to have on our favorite character, but I was kind of thinking that you were, when I've talked to you on the phone with this, that you were actually going to like this movie. So I'm getting a little bit different vibes here now. So I'm wondering, I see with your mouth right there, because I'm the same way. I am not, and I don't want to get too fast into it because I'll say it at the end, but this movie, I have mixed feelings about it. It was not what I expected, and I don't understand why there's so high praise for it. I even talked to Ragnar and Snow about it. I didn't think they even saw it, and they said that it was good. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'll watch it. I went ahead and bought it. Not much reached out to me. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, but I wouldn't say it's a good movie. So when we get into our final review, the pot review is going to be very interesting on this one because I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to give it. But I haven't. It looks like you already have yours set in stone. Oh, so you have yours set in stone. I'm still thinking about it. I'm wondering if sometimes we talk about movies and sometimes it makes you change your mind and everything. And I'm curious if it's going to do that to me, but I don't know yet. So I'll find out. But what parts in this movie reached out to you that you actually enjoyed? Like I assume you enjoyed Denzel Washington, or is it Denzel? I don't know how you say his name because I remember we've talked about that on some shows.
Yeah, Denzel.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal. I think him being like the general and that warrior, and then coming back to Rome, and like him, the animosity he had to those two emperors, like thinking, how the fuck did you guys come in power?
Yeah.
And why am I listening to you? I just want to be with my wife and just go home.
Yep.
And then you realize she's with he's with Lucia, and it's like Lucia.
Lucilia, I believe.
Lucilia.
Yeah.
He's with her. It's like, oh, come on. You brought her back. You brought her back just for that.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, my favorite actor is definitely Pedro Pascal. I mean, I think with each role, he does put his heart and soul into it. And like, that was the best part of the movie for me.
See, I would have to agree with you on Pedro, but I really did not mind, even though some people, he's not Maximus, but I actually did not mind Lucius. I thought the actor, not even knowing where he came from, I've never seen him in any of his movies, I thought his acting was pretty good. He had it was kind of weird because he almost had like a badass whining voice. I don't know how to say it. Like he sounded like he was whining, but he wasn't. It's just the way that he talked. I think he's Irish, I believe. I think he's Irish because I remember seeing some of the movies that he did, and it looked like the movies that took place in Ireland. So I think he has an Irish accent, but I could be wrong. But I didn't mind Lucius. In fact, this is actually something I wanted to talk about in this. The whole ordeal about where Lucius came from. Because this was a whole thing that we talked about in the Gladiator episode where I kept thinking, is Lucius the son of Maximus? Is he not? Are they trying to put that in the story? And this movie actually finally tells you that Lucius is the father, or the son of Maximus. And also the fact that she was married to another man and the man preferred other men instead of women. So she went and had lovers. So I thought that was a very interesting take on the story. But I think, didn't we already think that in the first movie? I mean, what did you think? Do you think that was something that there was already? Shit. I'm sorry, what?
It was woke as hell. Trying to apply to all this like woke shit back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it made me laugh. I'm like, I already knew that, but the way you just told me this, like, I don't give a fuck at all. Like, it's just like, I couldn't believe it.
I can't wait to hear what your son thought about this movie.
He didn't like it either.
Oh, so that it comes out. So I'm already telling that you already did not like this movie. See, I have a different feeling about it. I don't like this movie, but I don't hate this movie. That's how I feel. Could I watch this again? Maybe it's not a one and done, I mean, I had to watch it twice because I watched it already, and then when me and you decided that we were going to talk about it, I was like, I'm going to watch it again, get it fresh in my mind. Watching it a second time, sometimes when you watch a movie a second or third time, it changes your mind about things. You notice more things and like everything else. Mine was completely the same. Nothing changed. Sammy watched this with me the first time, and she got bored of it within the first 30 minutes. She didn't like it.
Back to the CGI question. What do you think of them filling the arena with water and having a freaking boat battle in there?
Believe it or not, that is authentic. They did do that. They did have what now the CGI. It looked fine. It looked like a battle in the Coliseum. I think it was a little overkill, but I actually went online. This was even before Gladiator when I just decided to look stuff up on the Coliseum, and apparently they did have a water system where they could fill the arena with water and have boat battles. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. Now I think the sharks was overdone. They did not bring sharks into the Coliseum. I'm sorry. How the fuck do they carry a shark to the Coliseum? I mean, seriously, do they pull it out of the water and put it on a boat and strap it down before it dies? I mean, there's no way in hell.
That fish tank for that. They hired Ace Ventura and they got it.
Oh, that's fucking great. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Yes. Yeah, that part was the shark. I could live without the sharks, but the ships and the battle scene in the water, I thought that was cool because that was authentic. I thought that they actually did that. But when they put the sharks in there, they just did that for the extra gore and, just to give it some, tension and them falling in the water and, see. I mean, I even showed Sammy because Sammy has an obsession with sharks. Her favorite movie is Jaws. I figured she'd like, oh, there's sharks in there. I was like, yep. Why? What's the purpose of that? I think they would have been fine just keeping ships in the water. They didn't need to put sharks in there. I think they were just trying to make it more entertaining that way. But that is completely like, I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck does a Roman take a shark? I mean, how far is the ocean away from Rome? Isn't it like, what is it? Like, I'm trying to think. I think because I remember Rome is Italy and it's on that little boot in Europe. But I think the ocean is like further away from that.
So yeah, the nearest beaches is about 30 to 60 minutes away. But based on like by car or train.
Well, the only thing is that saltwater? Because those look like fucking great whites or fucking mako sharks or something like that. I couldn't tell what type of sharks they were. Either way, it's there's no way in hell they can take a shark to the Coliseum. I thought that was stupid. And all the prep and everything, sharks die. They can't even be held in captivity. So, I mean, they die in captivity for many sorts. I mean, things that I've read about where you can never have they can do Shamu and all that stuff, but they can't do sharks. They always die in captivity. So, I don't know. I thought that was stupid. But the battleship scene was interesting. I didn't mind that. I didn't think the Coliseum to be that fucking big. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I would love to go to Rome someday and actually see the real Coliseum to see how big it really was. Because I think in the first movie, I remember reading where Ridley Scott actually said that he made it look even bigger than what it really was for the movie. Yeah. So that
I had a worker for me that just went to Italy during the down season.
Yeah.
So I asked him, like, how big is it? He goes, yeah, you got to use your imagination, brother. I'm like,
So it's not that big.
No.
Yeah. That's what I figured. When I see pictures of it and everything else and seeing people walking around it, it looks a whole lot smaller. I mean, it looks grand. It is a grand, epic, stone Coliseum that they built. But when you see it in the movie wise, that's like fucking Super Bowl, like NFL stadium. Yeah. Like huge and everything else. So, but I
mean, back to the shark thing. They must have had a great feast that night for the shark meat.
Yeah.
Why not?
Huh?
Why waste your resources?
That's true. The sharks got to get their food. So, what did you think of the other CGI scenes that you saw, like of Rome? Where it shows the shots of Rome compared to the original. Do you think this one looked a little bit more too much?
I think it was too much for like those scenes, like we discussed. Like the sharks it didn't need that at all. I mean, I guess it adds. I don't know, people, that fear of sharks. It added more to the stakes to it. So it let the user, the audience, get more scared of the situation, like when it was going to happen, how it was going to play out.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the stuff I didn't care for it. The baboon stuff and just the rhino. I was like, it's not necessary. Let's have a real fucking fight here, because the tigers in Gladiator were authentic.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then just everything there just felt so much more emotionally invested. You could at least emotionally invest yourself into it. This was less like, I don't trying to go for
It's
it.
eye
I guess
candy.
a bigger, yeah, eye candy. But yeah, it's just it didn't resonate with me. I mean, that's pretty much it. Even the final battle scene with Lucius and Denzel. And
Oh,
I was just like, come on.
that was weak, and I don't know what I wasn't expecting that at first, and also, all right, you a Game of Thrones fan?
Not, I don't go crazy about it, but I do appreciate it. I've watched them all.
Well, the actor in there, the Hound was in there.
Who?
The Hound from Game of Thrones. I don't remember if you know the Hound. Yeah, he was the one of the Roman soldier that was for the emperors and stuff like that. That was the Hound. I noticed that in there. I thought that was a cool little thing to see him in there because seeing his face and everything. But when it got to Denzel Washington going over there and they do the little battle scene inside the water, then he was under the water and he's like stabbing at his breastplate from Maximus actually and everything else, and then he just slits his he takes a hand off and then he slits his guts open, basically his guts to pouring out and everything else, and then he just falls in the water. I was just like, is that it? That's it? That's the epic fight scene? I just wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't pleased with it. And the more that we're talking about it, the more I think I'm going to go down lower than close to it. Yeah, I think yours is gonna be worse than mine though. I have a feeling.
So, did you see a point for him to kill Cecilia? What's her name?
Lucilia,
Connie
Nielsen's character.
Yeah. Did you see a point for her to die?
No, not really.
I wish that she stayed alive. There's no point to kill her.
Well, did you see the fucking the senator? He was actually a big character in the first movie, and then you see him like chained up to the thing that Connie Nielsen's on, and you just see his throat get slit. He's like, oh, well, he's dead. I wasn't expecting that. Like, he just got killed off quickly because he was a big character in the first movie. He was the whole thing about the whole when they were trying to break out Maximus and everything. And it looks like he was with Connie Nielsen. I'm just calling her Connie Nielsen because the actress name, because Lucilia, I don't say that right, but it was kind of weird that they killed her off, but also him off too. I guess they were just trying to, takes people up from the first movie or something like that. I don't know. But
100%.
The whole thing about Lucius having an issue with her, because the whole reason, which was the whole thing about this movie, is how he became where he was, living in another area, is because Connie Nielsen basically to protect him, because he's the future heir of Rome, because he was. Yeah, and then tried to hide him because people were going to hunt him down and everything else. And then he kind of looked bad at her because of the whole ordeal, saying, you sent me away. You didn't, and of course I'm going to forget about you. You did this to me. You just sent me away when I could be here with you. But she was doing it to protect her child and everything else. So it was a weird story. And it was an interesting twist with the whole ordeal with Pedro Pascal trying to, tell him that, he was trying to join forces, but he was going to kill him because he's the one that killed his wife. So it was a whole back and forth story type of deal that you've seen in movies used many times before.
Yeah, there's no point to it. I mean, it didn't. For me, it didn't catch me emotionally. I could care less. I mean, them trying to appeal to him was like, why are you doing this? Why just fucking fight? Just fight to the end.
Yeah.
Him like revealing himself as Lucius, I think that was weak. And like, if you compare it, obviously, Maximus, that epic scene that won him the best actor of the award that year.
Mm-hmm.
His famous speech, I'm Maximus Gladius, Aurelius. That you could just feel the emotional content there, and this was just like, oh, is this movie over yet?
Yeah. See, watching it a second time, I was just like, I wanted to do it for our review and everything, and I was just like, having to watch it again. I just watched it like 2 weeks ago, and watching it again, I'm like, oh, so I'm ready for it. I know we've delayed a couple times to do this. I was like, man, I don't want to watch this movie again. I really don't want to watch it again, but I'm ready for it and everything else. And no, I'm like I said, I don't know. I'm really curious what our point review is going to be about this, because I think me and yours are going to be maybe the same, maybe different, maybe I don't know. You might have. I might want to make a guess before you do your point review. I might want to make a guess, and you just tell me if I'm right or wrong, or I don't know. I want to guess. Is it going to be in the ones?
Which one?
Just is there going to be a 1 in there?
No.
Okay. All right. No, I'm wrong. Maybe it's a 0. I don't know. It could be. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. It's no Highlander, right? You gave that such a low review. That was a bomb right there that you dropped on us that we were not expecting at all when you gave Highlander the small review like that. Oh man,
I still don't get it. I haven't got back to it, but I mean, I think about that day with
You said it was a complete utter waste of time.
with Crystal gave me that present because like our Secret Santa event, and she made me the Oz Real thing. I know we all were freaking drunk out of our minds, blacked out, drunk, but she asked me beforehand who's my favorite character, and I was like, I know you don't remember, or you think I don't remember this, but I do. but yeah, that was epic couple hours right there.
That was an amazing show. Yeah, definitely check that out if you guys. It's in our YouTube channel. It's a 2-parter episode, and shit, I don't know the episode number, but I'll have it at the bottom of the screen. Nope, it's episode 200. I should know that by now. Yeah, that was our 200th episode. Sorry, episode 200. It was a 2-parter episode. It was epic. So much drinking, so much Highlander, and so much fun, and people quitting, and me being a pussy, and yeah, it was bad because I didn't last.
Throwing up.
Fuck. You know what? I ended up having to take shot after shot after shot. It kind of fucked my whole ordeal, but I don't know. I went out first. No, I went out second. Chase went out first.
Second.
Yeah, I went out second, but man, I was trying my best, and you were just about dead. I remember you were looking at Robert De Niro on my wall or something like that. Raging Bull.
Raging Bull, that fucking movie. Like I looked up and he was just looking at me. I'm like, oh, I'm in fucking fight mode now. I'm like, fuck, he's staring at me. Like I just looked up and I was looking up like, oh man, good's gone.
Check out that episode 200 of our Highlander. There can only be one episode. An amazing, epic episode. I do have one. Oh, go ahead.
Even the aftermath episode we did, just the retelling of what happened afterwards.
Oh yeah.
That's priceless as well.
Yeah, that's like I think it was like 25-minute long episode of us just talking about it. It kind of reminded me of like when the Howard Stern show, Don and Mike show, and all those other shows always do like a aftermath after a party show or something like that. And I wanted to do that, and it came out great. It's always fun talking about things that we did before. But I do have a question about this. What did you think of the first movie? Had an amazing score by Hans Zimmer and Lisa Gerrard. Amazing score. I thought the score for this one was so weak. They barely used anything from the original score. They used a little bit of themes here and there, but I thought the score was not good at all.
It was not at all. I mean, because
I agree.
In order to make a good movie, you have to tie in the music. And was Hans Zimmer the the
composer for this one? No, it was Harry Gregson Williams.
So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they tried to recycle different themes from Gladiator
here and there. Yeah,
and it was just like it's just not working. Then you had the flashbacks to it, the multiple flashbacks. And it's like it's not working.
Yeah, that one with
that movie,
the hand going across the wheat, that was a constant use, and it was basically kind of like a showcase of heaven, basically. Yeah. It showed that a lot, and it just didn't work for me. And there was another question I had to ask: what did you think of the two emperors, the Caligula wannabes? Basically, that's what it kind of reminded me of.
It annoyed the shit out of me. The one guy sounded like Commodus. I'm just like, he really did sound like him. And the other guy was, I don't know what the fuck problem is he had.
The one with the monkey?
It was, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was, they try to like, I don't know if he said he had autism or something, but, or neurodivergent. I don't know the word to use nowadays, retard. I don't know.
Well, he said that the shit that makes him fucked up between, and it's the thing that's between his loins, which syphilis. They said syphilis was the whole reason he was the way he was.
Oh,
that's why I was trying to bring it in the beginning of the episode, and you thought I was joking around. No, that was something I read about, that he had syphilis because he even said that the shit between his loins, or the virus between that affects him between his loins. I don't know what it's called, because you could tell he had like a little fucking shit on his lips and everything else, and he was fucked up. But also with the monkey, but he looked like he was dumb as fuck, and he was like a little child basically. And he just wanted to see blood. And also, they did that whole fucking thing with the tongue, like Commodus did in the first movie, which in the first movie, it looked great. But in this one, when they tried to rehash it, why?
Who knows? They were trying to, like, I guess, bring that feeling back and make you remember that mess. Like, I guess, get you emotionally invested.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work for me. It wasn't until I read about them, the real historical figures back in the day. I'm like, oh, okay, they were real.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. It still didn't. I didn't care for them at all. I thought they were just a waste of space.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about the movie before we get into our pine reviews?
No, I think we covered it all.
I think so. I think we pretty much covered just about everything. All the battle scenes, all the, the little politics. And there is one scene I want to ask about. One scene. And then we'll get into our pine reviews. What did you think of Denzel Washington just pulling the Emperor's head out of the bag and just putting it right onto there with the in front of the senators, and then the other Emperor saying that the monkey is one of the Senate? What did you think of that whole scene right there? Because the whole reason Denzel Washington, he was trying to take over Rome. He wanted to be the new heir to Rome and basically and take over and everything else. Did you find that scene? What did you think of it?
It didn't resonate with me. I thought it was a cool idea to show how ruthless he can be, but it just fell short. Because why add the wannabe funny joke of them being, the monkey's a senator too now?
Yeah,
I mean that's like American gangster shit right there. And then it was just like it just they try to build up to it, but then it just fell off a cliff.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I thought the scene was. It was interesting. It was cool to see, you put some gore in the movie and stick the head and just put it right there on the table. And you could just, it looked like a realistic decapitated head. So I thought that was cool. But I mean, other than that, it just,
Club Dread did it a lot better.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, God, I still want to do that movie. I remember that. I think that was one of your movies that you wanted to do too. It's actually one of my favorite of the Broken Lizard movies. So I guess we'll go ahead and go into pine reviews. Let's go ahead and knock it out here. Who wants to go first?
You have your scores ready? Let me go first.
I got my scores. I'm going to stick with it too. I got my scores.
Okay. I'll go first. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to not praise Gladiator II. Let's just go right to the elephant in the Coliseum. Why wasn't no elephant? This movie didn't need a sequel at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the first film told a complete, emotional, satisfying story. Just Maximus' journey from an enslaved warrior to avenge his family. To conclude, it was just poetic. The Roman, poetry, all the science facts, just the poetry. It was just freaking amazing. His death was the perfect punctuation. We didn't even talk about the fact that they tried to bring him back. The gladiators' tombs, and it goes down there. You see his big wall. What really pissed me off? I literally paused the movie and had to get up and walk away when they had his name on that big wall of the gladiators that died.
Yep.
And they had his name scratched off, and beside they had Commodus. I'm like, what? Why the fuck need this here? And then the doctor brings me down to him, and like he takes his his chest plate, sword. It's like, oh come on, don't pee on his grave. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie just stomps over that conclusion for some reason. The premise is this reeks of desperation. Do we need another Maximus? No. For some reason this character is just conjured up for cinematic magic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope to throw somebody in the Roman arena and just let's see if we can make magic here. The CGI battles, they lacked any weight. Dialogue read like an AI generated, just epic speech. Like,
I agree.
What the hell? Like, come on, Ridley, come on, go make more alien movies. Come on, just do that. Focus on one thing.
I still want him to fucking finish the Prometheus Alien Covenant trilogy. I wish he would do that.
Go.
Seriously, I want this. I love David. I like his story. I want to see what happens with that shit. Go do that.
Exactly. But yes, Ridley Scott being back, it's always with his age and just his experience and just the magic he can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so sad when you get the hits and misses with that he can do. Like I said earlier, I think he's one of the best directors out there. Mm-hmm. Just the fact that the epic scenes and the scenery, he can do a masterful job of getting those things.
Yeah.
And if you have the right cast and the right chemistry, he can make magic.
Right.
We spoke about the music earlier. But yeah, just the soul of this movie, it just fell short for me. I was not emotionally invested at all in these characters. I didn't care. I watched it to talk to you about this movie because I legitimately had no interest in seeing this in theaters. I was gonna either, I guess when I had time, I saw it available on streaming, or whatever streaming platform. I was like, okay, let's check this out. But there's no reason for this movie to exist. I wish they didn't do this, but I'm glad they made their money. I hope they made their money back. Whatever, Paramount and CBS or whatever entity that owns the rights to this movie. I hope they're happy and they made their money back and they just stop with this.
Yeah, there better not be no Gladiator 3.
But yeah, my enjoyment was a 0. I did not enjoy this movie at all. It's
okay.
Critically, just because Ridley Scott and Pedro Pascal, and just I'll give it a 2 for critical, because as I said, just the magic he can do, and like when he's behind the director's chair, it's always a pleasure. But sometimes it's like, come on, there was a miss here. But then he's got hits and misses. It's like he's still trying.
Yeah. So this is a one and done for you.
Oh yeah, I'll never watch this movie again.
Okay. So that's it. 0 and a 2.
It.
All right.
Yeah.
Mine ain't that low, but it's low, but it's not that low. Wow, I wasn't expecting a 0. Maybe I was, because I was thinking a 1, but when you went to 0, I was like, this is Highlander again. Because I think you gave Highlander a 0 from what I remember, and I think you gave it like a critical of 1, maybe for something. I remember something you gave it so low.
0 and 0.
Yeah, check out that episode. Seriously, it's a drop. It's a bomb from Good in that episode. We were not expecting it all. You definitely need to listen to that or watch it. For this movie, now I've always been a Ridley Scott fan. I've liked most of his movies. He's great with epic films. He's good with personal films. I did think the one with Nicolas Cage and his daughter, Matchstick Men. I also did another movie, White Squall, which I enjoy, with the kids on the boat with the shipwreck. 1492, Conquest of Paradise from the early 90s. Alien and Blade Runner. Blade Runner I love the Alien universe, because Aliens is one of my favorite, and Alien, an amazing 5 out of 5 movie. And Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. He is a master at sci-fi. He's a master at epics. Robin Hood, Kingdom of Heaven. The director's cut, great fucking movie. Then you got, I forgot the one with Adam Driver and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Duel.
Huh?
The Last Duel.
Very good movie. That was a good movie. I thought that was 10 times better than this, in my opinion. And that was done recently, too. I think that was within the 4 or 5 years or something like that. And he pops films out quick. Like, every year he's popping out like a new movie. And his age, it's amazing what he does. But like you said, he has hits, then he has failures. This, to me, is a failure. I don't believe this is I don't think it was needed. I think they should have just left Gladiator alone. I remember when they were talking about doing a Gladiator 2 years and years ago, and I thought it was a joke. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. Is they're really going to make a Gladiator 2? What is it going to be, a direct-to-video shit? Like, I did not expect that. And when I heard Ridley Scott was attached to it, I was like, really? Okay, he's going in that realm. He's doing a sequel like that. So watching this movie, I didn't care to see this in the theater. Like, if I really wanted to see it in the theater, I would have went and saw it. And I did not. I saw Alien Romulus instead. I saw, which me and you did an excellent episode at the bottom of the screen. That's an excellent episode that me and Goot did, a hot take. Such a fucking more worth it than this. But he's done other movies that I enjoyed to go see in the theater, but this one I had no interest into. I was going to buy it digitally, and I did. Now, do I regret it? I wouldn't say I regret it, because there's some things I did enjoy about it. I enjoyed Pedro. I enjoyed Lucius. I thought he was okay. Denzel was fine. I've seen him in better movies. A lot of people praise his work in this movie, and I've seen him better. Like I said, I thought his best acting ever to this date is there's Glory and Training Day. I loved him in Glory, and I loved him in Training Day. But he was fine in this. He was fun to watch, but he wasn't like, master class, in my opinion. He's played better roles. I think a lot of people just had a lot of fun with what he did. He looks like he had fun with the role. Some actors like to have fun with what they do, and maybe this was one of them.
For me, a man on Fire is my top Denzel Washington.
I remember that was one that you also picked that we haven't done yet, that we have to touch down. I've never seen it. I've never seen Man on Fire. Yeah, I've never seen it. So yeah, I know. I'm sure I'm gonna get shit from people about not seeing. There's certain movies I haven't seen. Well, I did an episode with Chase. Check that episode out. Me and Chase did an episode on They Live because he's never seen They Live, and it was just me and him, and it was a fucking great episode. It was so much fun, and he actually enjoyed it. It was good. Definitely check that out. I love it when you introduce a movie to somebody that's never listened. So I've never seen Man on Fire. I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about it. Is it related to the other movies, the one with Denzel Washington, where it's like a trilogy, where it's almost like the same character? You know which one I'm talking about? I forgot what it's called. It was a group of movies he's did.
I don't think so.
Well, Man on Fire, it's him protecting some little girl, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Maybe we ever do a review, I'll watch it definitely. One of the things about this movie is the CGI. I've said in the beginning of the episode, too polished. Too clean. And when you said AI, I was like, that popped up. I said, man, that's right. It does look like AI with the clean look and everything else. Because most of the AI nowadays you see on Instagram and Facebook and everything, it looks so fucking clean. And that's what this movie looked like. And on a 4K television, watching this in 4K, I was like, yeah, this really pops out, but it's a little bit too much. I would like a little bit of film. I like a little bit of filtering, like a little bit of grain or something like that. Make it a little, of that
authentic
time. Yes.
Make it authentic.
Thank you. The score sucked.
I think of the Equalizer.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. There's like 3 of those. It has nothing to relate. It didn't relate to the Man on Fire movies. Okay.
No.
I remember hearing something where it did, or maybe it was close to it, but I don't know. I've never seen those either. The score to this movie, forgettable. It didn't really. They tried to recycle themes, but it didn't work for me. Hans Zimmer's score is a lot more epic and better, in my opinion. The acting was fine. I didn't mind the acting, so that's why the critical will be not that bad, but it still did not. Is this a one and done? I would watch this again, but it's gonna be one of those movies I watch like every 5 or 6 years. It's not something I watch every year. I won't watch it right after watching Gladiator. I could watch Gladiator more than Gladiator 2. Gladiator is just an epic, amazing, great story, and Russell Crowe's acting really nails it out of the park with that movie. He just, especially that line you were talking about when he's in the Coliseum in front of Commodus and, just says, I will have my revenge. Oh, it gives you goosebumps. It's so good. This movie doesn't give you goosebumps. Like you said, it doesn't really, you have no feeling toward it. So for my enjoyment for this, I will still give it a 2. I will give it a 2. I won't give it a 0. I won't give it a 1. I'll give it a 2, which is still very low and not really, it's not amazing. It's not something I'd watch over and over again. Critically, so I was wondering if I was going to change this. The acting was good. The CGI, I could care less. The special effects, okay here and there. Some of the battle scenes, the only battle scene that really reached out to me was a battle scene that had no CGI. And that was the one inside the throne room with the other gladiator. That one I actually enjoyed. It was violent. It felt like wrestling, it felt, slamming on the table and everything else. I enjoyed that scene. And I was like, oh, I was getting good. And you see the emperors in the back just reaching, getting all happy. I want you to kill the gladiator, kill to the death. So the acting in this, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2. So that's where I will go 2 on this. I still enjoyed some parts of it. It's mediocre. It's not amazing, but it's not bad, but it's close to it. So, I mean, I don't know how else to say that exactly. It's a 2, which a little bit higher than yours. I was not expecting a 0. I was a little shocked at that. I thought it'd be like a 1 maybe or something like that. But the way when you talked on the phone, you really fooled me because I actually thought that you were like a big fan of this movie. Because I remember telling you, it was like, I have mixed feelings, and you seemed a little excited. I was like, I think he liked this movie. But as soon as you got on, you just completely went around and turned 360 on that. Wasn't expecting that.
180.
Yeah, that's, thank you. Simple mind. But no, this was fun. This was fun to do. God, our episode is exactly almost an hour long. Exactly what we always do. Exactly an hour. I love when me and you do these episodes, man. These are always fun. But
we'll do the monkey.
The monkey?
Have you seen the trailer yet? Have you seen that trailer yet?
For the monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the clapping monkey. Yeah. Yes, I've seen the trailer for that. But there was also another movie I was also very interested in seeing called Novocaine or something like that.
Oh yeah.
With I think it's Dennis Quaid's son, the guy from The Boys. But you want to do the monkey next?
That comes out February 20th.
We can do that. We can do the monkey. We can do that one. I want to do an older movie with you too. I want to do like we do our hot takes, but I also want to do an older movie. So me and you have to talk about that. You want to do Man on Fire? I'll do Man on Fire with you.
Save that. I'll be a good return one for the episode for the BAF.
That'd be fun. You want to do a group for that one? That'd be great. But
It'll be a while, but it's a good return movie.
No, I completely understand. I think that'd be fine whenever, because Goot, he's got things going on and he's doing these little single episodes here and there. And whenever we have him back in the group, it'd be always great to have a whole group again. I'm re-editing our Tropic Thunder episode and making it better than what it was, because it was our first time doing YouTube and trying to release all of our older episodes, actually. All of our older episodes that were on our Patreon. So you'll be seeing every month, one episode every month of our classic stuff. There's a great episode that Goot did, Any Given Sunday. Great fucking episode. One of his best episodes he did. And I'm trying to re-edit that up, and it's around our old Octagon table, but it's our classic BAF. So
yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us for this review of Gladiator 2. You know, it wasn't what we expected. I'm sure people were expecting, this movie's gonna be great. Just listen to us. You know, would you recommend this?
No. Go watch Gladiator.
Yeah, go watch Gladiator or watch the classic stuff. Watch Blade Runner. Watch Alien. I mean, Prometheus and Alien Covenant are so much better than this. I'm a fan of those. I like Alien Covenant. A lot of people have problems with it in Prometheus. I like those stories. I wish they finish it. Ridley Scott, get your ass off another movie and finish Alien Covenant trilogy. I want that whole trilogy done. The whole prequel trilogy.
That poor man is 87 years old.
I don't give a fuck. He is fucking, he's still directing. And have you seen him in interviews? He doesn't give a flying fuck. Shit, I mean, you see Clint Eastwood, he looks like he's on his deathbed. When you see Ridley Scott, he's fucking like, he's talking. For 87 years old, that's not too bad. I think he still has probably about like 10 more movies in his belt.
I think so too.
I think
that's
so.
What keeps him going.
Yeah, and if he keeps popping out movies, hopefully he'll win Best Director one day, because he should have won for Gladiator. He should have won for Black Hawk Down. To me, Black Hawk Down is another one of his masterpiece. Black Hawk Down is a great fucking movie. But Alien and Blade Runner, all those. So, but seriously, guys, we're going to let you guys go. Make sure to comment or like on our episode. Also, check the notification bar on there, and check out our other episodes that we talk about. And we will see you in the future.
Roll the trash can.